Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. I am going to do a bit of predicting today. If you have never been on this channel before, firstly welcome. Secondly, twice a year I like to predict who's going to win awards, theatre awards, because I wouldn't do any of this. I was going to say, because I don't have any knowledge in any of the thing. I don't really have the knowledge for this, but it's a little bit of fun and I quite enjoy it. So, the twice a year that I do it is for the Oliviers, and also for this, the What's on Stage Awards, which by the time this video goes up, will be on the same day. Yay, go me! It's a little bit, Wallace and Gromit, cheese. Anyway, we are here to predict the winners of the What's on Stage 2025 awards. I think they're the 25th annual awards to be exact. So yeah, let's hit the intro, get into it, and let's go. So I feel like I shouldn't ramble too much because these prediction videos, notoriously long videos, but the one thing I do want to state, if you will, on this one is that the What's on Stage awards are voted for by the What's on Stage people, i.e. the audience members who buy their tickets and nominate these people and then essentially vote for them. So unlike the Oliviers, although there is some of this going on, the What's on Stage Awards for me is kind of a popularity contest. If you're a popular person in social media or on social media and in the theatre world, you are quite likely to get a few votes just by being who you are. Not to say that the people on these lists and who have been nominated are not talented. They are extremely talented. They are at the top of their game. But saying that, there is an element of popularity amongst it. So, before I put myself further into the ground, let's just get into it with first the category of the best performer, or should I say best performer in a musical. To save time, hopefully I will have found the little images to stick on this side of the screen so you can see who is nominated. Hope so. There they are. I predict. See, my winner in this is Imelda Staunton for Hello Dolly. It was my first time experiencing being in the room with that incredible human being. The performance was excellent. And yeah, I loved it. I don't know where this is going to go. Are the people who use What's on Stage going to be Hello Dolly fans? Is it for a different audience? Are they going to go more along the why am I so single route? I don't know. I don't know who to predict. My winner, I think, would be Imelda Staunton. However, listening to their voices on the cast recording, or the elements of the cast recording that we have received so far, and just because they're an amazing human being, do I kind of want Joe Foster to win? Yes. In a way, a little bit, yes. Same with Lisa Tully. Their vocals on the songs that have been released are good. They're amazing. The stage presence of the two of them that I've seen previously, excellent. When I saw Why Am I So Single, I had the alternate on for Joe's role, so I haven't seen Joe perform as Oliver. I don't know. I'm gonna go for what my heart of heart would vote for, which is Imelda Staunton, but I don't know where this one's going. Best supporting performer in a musical is the second on the list. I have seen two, and they're the two from Mean Girls, and for that reason I want Tom Zander to win, because Tom in the role of Damien is just excellent, top notch, fantastic. I wouldn't be sad if Melanie LaBarrie run for Hadestown. I haven't seen Hadestown at all. Sorry. And I know she's leaving soon so that the Broadway cast can come in, and then the Broadway cast will leave, and who knows what will happen. So I know that I'm not going to have the chance to watch Hadestown for a lot longer. But I kind of want it to be Tom Zander. I just do. I do. But are we going to have the Starlight fans going and supporting Jaden? I don't know. I have yet to see Starlight 2. That is on my list. It's on my list to go and watch. But for personal preference and the fact that I've seen him in the role, Tom Zander is my winner. We're just going to move on. And then we get into ones I have no knowledge on, which is Best Performer in a Play. The nominations hopefully shall be on the shoulder. I don't know. I truly don't know. So I'm going to take a stab in the dark, which is always a good thing to do. And I'm going to go for David Tennant in Macbeth. It's a Scottish play. He's Scottish. He's David Tennant. I've heard great things. I don't know. Again, the next one is Best Supporting Performer in a Play, and I have seen none of them. I've heard about one of the plays, which is Punch, which is being nominated for Julie Hesmond Ha. Hopefully I pronounced that surname correctly. My friend Emmy has talked a lot about Punch and about what it's all about, and I know that it is going to be in London or to tour soon, and it's definitely on my radar to go and check out. However, if I could have my You Can Let Anyone Win award, I want it to be Teddy Hind, okay? Purely selfish reasons, but Teddy Hind, I truly hope is going to be the winner. I just want it to be Teddy, okay? I have no background behind it. I'm just putting it out there. Next up is Best Takeover Performance, which I love as a award category, because once somebody leaves and another person takes over that role, there is very much and it kind of, unless the person that comes next is nominated, which hardly happens, that person's kind of forgotten about in a way. So I love that as a category. I don't know again who is going to win, because I have seen none of the above. Have I heard anything about any of them? I mean, I follow Leighton Williams on social media. I follow Zoe Burkett on social media and have followed her lives since she has been in Tina. But I haven't seen either of them perform in the shows. It's difficult. I'm gonna go Leighton though. Don't know why. It's sprinkling out there, but I'm going for a Leighton Williams for Cabaret win, again with no background. Next up is Best Professional Debut Performance, another category I love. I know it's like a Best Newcomer situation, but Do we have that kind of category in the Olivier's? No, and we should. You get them in the like the soap awards. I don't know why that one popped in my head, but it does. I just think it is excellent to big up new talent, because there are sometimes you go and see a show and the person, one of the people in it is like having their professional debut. They like smack you in the face with how excellent they are, and it needs to be like upped and like pushed in people's faces. Like, this person is amazing, they are brand new, they are super, they're already fantastic, go and check out everything they do. That needs to be more of a like perfect thing to be done in this industry. I love it. As always, nominations will be on my shoulder, and I am going to put forward my opinion and say the only one that I have seen out of this list, which is Geraldine for & Juliet, I'm going to put her as my winner, because as previously mentioned, the great thing about this award is that it is pushing forward people who you see in their professional debuts being absolutely spectacular and blowing you away, and that is what she did in & Juliet as Juliet. The vocals were insane, and I was blown away, and that is why I think it should be that should be the outcome. Like I said, haven't seen any of the others, so I am kind of one-sided, if you will, but I love it. I loved her, and I think she should win. I also like that it's for a tour, and tours are obviously majorly overlooked in theatre awards, as we only really have WhatsonStage and the Olivier's, and the Olivier's is very much a London centric situation. So big up the tours. Yes, sometimes the tickets are as expensive as going to the West End, but it is quite often a place where people can experience theatre for the first time, and that should be appreciated and raised up. Doing all the dodgy hand signals today, I'm so sorry. Next up we have got Best New Musical. Now, I have seen 3 on this list. I love it when that happens. I love it when I'm like, I have actually seen things. I am obviously gonna go one way here. Surely it will be of no surprise when I put who I think should win, and that is Curious Case Benjamin Button. I loved that show so much. It made me sob so much, and it's just a beautiful piece of theatre. It's just so good. It's so good. I love it. That is all I feel should win this award. I don't know who will win. Like I said previously, it's kind of a bit popularity based, and although everything I've seen online of people who I am kind of aware of are all like, oh my goodness, Curious Case Benjamin Button is excellent, has it got the support behind it? I don't know. Will it go to something like Mean Girls, which has the popularity, it's come from America and has come into the West End, and is that going to help? Why Am I So Single? Are you going to get the Why Am I So Single diehard fans on it? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm very interested to see who wins that one. Next up we've got Best Musical Revival, and I have seen two on the list. So as previously mentioned, I have seen Hello Dolly, and I have also seen Kiss Me Kate off this list. I have plans, although not set in stone, booked tickets planned to see Dear Evan Hansen on the UK tour. I've heard great things. Be interesting to see what comes of all the awards and the big night of musicals that is soon, hopefully, to be published. Obviously Oliver was a big part of the Royal Variety Performance this year. It had a good chunk of time, but I'm unsure if it's going to be the winner on this list. Hadestown's been around for a while. Is it going to have the get up and go to do so? Starlight has got some intense fans. I mean, fair play, it's not a bad thing. Is that going to help? I don't know. As the two that I have seen, Hello Dolly and Kiss Me Kate, I loved Kiss Me Kate, but Hello Dolly just had something about it. It was just something magical, and so my hope is for Hello Dolly. We shall see. Next we've got Best New Play. Nominations will be somewhere around here. As I have already mentioned once about the play that I want to predict a win for, I think Punch. Mainly for the reason that my friend Emmy has told me I need to see it, and so that's my prediction. Although I feel Spirited Away might be up there. Obviously the previous Studio Ghibli related show, which was My Neighbor Totoro, did big things. I think it's gone back into the Gillian Lynn, or did I imagine that? I'm sure I saw the Gillian Lynn recently with the big things on their windows. So it could be a Spirited Away win. I don't know. I have said many times in the past, I'm not a major knowledgeable person when it comes to plays, and yeah, I think possibly Spirited Away, but at the same time I kind of want to watch Punch. We've got Best Play Revival. Again, on my shoulder is the nominations. Again, I don't know nothing. I'm so helpful. I'm not going to say Romeo and Juliet, because people I know who saw it didn't speak highly of it, so I don't think it will win. I am tempted to go Macbeth. I don't know why, but my brain thinks that that's going to be the winner, and as I know nothing and my brain has told me so, let's just leave it at that and move on to something I should know a bit more about, which is Best West End Show. The outcome of this one could be interesting just because of the previous aforementioned fact that I've said, that this is very much about audiences who put forth their own votes and like put forth their nominations and votes. So there is obviously die-hard fans of every single one of these. We all know the popularity of the likes of Operation Mincemeat and Six and Mamma Mia and Les Mis and Hamilton and Cabaret, but I don't know. At one time or another in London I have seen 4. I haven't seen Les Mis for a while, so I feel like I can't really comment on that one. I haven't seen it since the theatre it's in was called the Queen's Theatre? What was it before it was called the Sondheim? Was it the Queen's? You know, before it was the Sondheim. I haven't seen 6 for a while. I keep meaning to go back, but Rush is so difficult for that show. So hard to get. Same with Hamilton. The last time I experienced it was on tour, and I haven't seen Mincemeat for a while either, but it keeps going from strength to strength. If I had to say one, I feel like Mincemeat. Something inside is so strong. I know that I can take it. I don't know the next line, but yeah, let's go mincemeat. But it truly could be anyone's game. It truly could. Next we have got best regional production. Again, I love the use of regional stuff. I love that there is like a tour / regional section in these awards, because it just makes me happy that everything is not just London centric. As someone who lives in the Midlands, it's nice to have other places bigged up, especially when you look at the regional production nominations, and there is the likes of Salford, which is up north, Plymouth, which is down south, Birmingham, which is in the middle, Nottingham, Chichester, Bolton. It's everywhere. Theatre is everywhere, and people need to remember that. I am obviously gonna have a favourite on this list. It's the only one I've seen on this list, and it's the one I think should win because it was a phenomenal piece of theatre that someone needs to bring back. I've been saying this about everything else that the Rep has done for years, but if you're gonna only bring one thing back, bring back Becoming Nancy. It was a great show. That is my hopeful winner. Next up we've got best off West, get me teeth in, the best off West End production. I don't know about any of them. I haven't actually heard, actually that's a lie, let's say I haven't heard about any of them. I did hear about Some Mothers Do Have Them, which was at the Barn Theatre in Cirencester, mainly for the reason I get emails from the Barn quite often. I was put on their mailing list when I bought a ticket to go and watch Once a few years back. So I know that the press enjoyed it, and so for that reason alone, I'm gonna go for Some Mothers Do Have Them. I don't know much, but I saw many an email telling me how great that show was through reviews and such. Next up is best concert event, and this one's an interesting one to put in as an award category, because I feel like for quite a lot of shows, especially these concert versions of sometimes well-known shows, sometimes not so well-known shows, the people who are going to see them are going to see them because they either are a fan of the show and just want to see it in the flesh, or is a fan of the people who are in it. And when you're a fan of a show already, for example on this list I went to see the Something Rotten in concert, and I already knew the show, I already knew that I was going to be a fan of the show, so I had my enjoyment level quite high before I went in, and the show was good, so the love of it was gonna always remain high. But I don't know which way this is gonna go. Obviously they're also only really on for like a day, or at the most 2 days, and so I don't know how, unless you've seen them all, you can really compare one experience to another experience. So with that reasoning behind my thought process, I have to go for Something Rotten in concert because it's the only one I saw. Also, can we all just agree that these in-concert concerts are not really concerts anymore? They're just like one-time performances. Because back in the day, like the all-star concert that they did for Les Mis whilst they had their all switcheroo thing, and it was at the Gielgud, that felt almost like a concert. There was people at the front, there was microphones. Now we're all going like whole hog. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Next we got best direction, and I don't know nothing about new one. We've got to pluck a name out of the 5, 6, 6. I mean, it's not even like I've heard anything about any of them. I'm gonna go Robert Ike for Oedipus. I'm not gonna move on. Best musical direction / supervision. It's on the list. I wanted to go to Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Thank you, please, thank you. I mean, that show is very much like music actor, like musician actor situation. It needs, it's just good, okay? I will not disagree with anybody, but that is my thoughts, my feelings and everything in between. Best casting direction, and I feel like it has to go to Why Am I So Single, just because sitting and watching that show at the end of last year, yes, it wasn't my favourite show that I saw, however, the genius of that show comes down to the cast that are in it, because it was just so, how to put this, I don't know, it was just such a cleverly put together perfect cast. Yeah, it just worked well, and everyone felt included. Next up we've got best choreography. I've seen one on the list, which is Kiss Me Kate. I do have to say, start of Act 2, Too Darn Hot, that was insane. If you're gonna start a second act with a song with a dance portion to the point that everyone finished the end of Too Darn Hot on the floor, chest like breathing up and down really quick because they put their whole heart and soul into it. I mean, you have me at that. So for that reason I'm going to put that one in. Next up is best costume design. Although I loved the costumes at Hello Dolly, just the classicness of them, I feel like you can't take away this award from Gabriella Slade and Starlight Express. Whether you like the show or you dislike the show, the costumes that are worn on that stage, and bearing in mind I've yet to see the show in situ, I've only seen it in performances for like Royal Variety Performance, etc. The insaneness of some of those costumes are something special, and they just they're like nothing else. So I feel like that has to be the winner there. It just does. Next we've got best lighting design, and again I feel like it possibly could be a Starlight win. I again have not seen it or any of the other ones on this list, but I feel like the lighting in Starlight is probably top notch and perfect for what is going on in the Trevor Theatre. I don't know, but that is my feeling, and that's why I'm going to put that as my winner. Okay. Next we have set design, and I feel like this one was robbed away from Curious Case of Benjamin Button, because that set, as I think I said when I saw the show, was intricate but beautiful and had so many like ins and outs and everything. It was so clever. There was even holes in the floor. However, it didn't make the list, as you shall hopefully see by the nominations. Do I just feel like all of these creative ones are going to end up going to Starlight? Possibly. I feel like from what I've seen of what used to be described as slime tutorials on TikTok, I don't think they are in I think they're just like clips from the show. The amount of movable set isn't high, and it's more about the arena space it's in. Feel free to disagree and tell me in the comments, because I've not seen the show. It's on my list. It's high on the list to go and see. But at the same time, I haven't heard a lot about any of the others. The only other one that I think might beat it, and that is for the same reason that it did so well last time with the other Studio Ghibli show, is Spirited Away, which has been done by John Bussell with puppetry by Toby Ollie. So is it gonna, I feel like it's gonna be one of the two. Possibly Spirited Away might pip it, but we shall see. I don't know on that one. We've got Best Sound Design, and I have not seen any of the list, which doesn't really help me. Don't know. I feel like I'm just going to go with the pattern, and I'm just going to say it's Starlight, which is Gareth Owen. If I don't know and it's on the list, I'm going to go with it. I have Best Video Design, which again has Starlight on it, and when I say I don't know anything about anything, I do know the person who's behind the video design for Starlight, which is Andre Gouling, which I always feel like I'm pronouncing incorrectly, but no one is picking me apart to tell me I'm wrong. And I if I'm pronouncing something wrong, feel free to tell me and like phonetically telling me how to actually say it, because I don't want to butcher someone's name for great jobs that they do. However, saying that, wasn't really a however, but saying that, things I've seen previously that have been done by Andre are something very impressive visually to watch, and so for the fact I don't know anything about anything, although if it doesn't go for that, it possibly could go to Ash J Wood for Fangirls, because the things I heard about Fangirls were very complimentary, although I don't know how much of it was video design. I don't know how much of it is video design. Starlight, I don't know the situation on any of these. So we're just going to move on. And on to the final one we go, which is a Best Wigs, Hair and Makeup Design. Which again, this needs to be done in more awards. Like the category of Wham, which is wigs, hair and makeup, needs like so much more applause, because when you are seeing a show, yes, you are looking at the set, yes, you are listening to the sound, yes, those lights are helping you to see things, and yes, the costumes are exquisite. However, without the wigs, the hair and the makeup, that costume is not going to get its time to shine. Like, think about it. If you had Elsa in her famous glittery blue dress with the train, stunning. But if you put someone on the stage who had, I don't know, a purple plaited bob, that wouldn't be Elsa then, would it? For that reason, with the fact that again I've seen none of the nominations, although I'm sure that they all are fabulous, the fact that I have already mentioned on the costume side Starlight and their fabulous costumes, if you had those beautiful Gabriella Slade costumes but then you had just a plain face and a hair up in a lame bun like me, it just would look really odd. And the Wham design that's been done by Jackie Soundcott and Campbell Young Associates just finishes it off. I do follow quite a lot of the cast on TikTok for Starlight, just because I'm astounded by like the talent of the people on that stage, and the fact they are singing whilst doing it on a roller skates, it just blows my mind. And I really find their content really interesting to watch. So I'm kind of aware of certain looks. There is a few that even do get ready before act 1 with me, or this is how I get from being me to being the character, and I just find them really, really fascinating, and the looks that they are wearing are very, very special and super just like intricate and fun, and I just think they're great. So that is why for best wigs, hair and makeup design I would like to go for Starlight, please. And be that a message to the likes of the Oliviers and everyone else, be more supportive of those unsung heroes, like those professional debuts, like the Wham. Life would be boring if we had the same people in every single show, and bringing these new talents in is something really, really special. So yeah, I really enjoy from that respect these awards, because it does give those people who are often forgotten about the chance to be raised up and excelled. Excelled, was that the word? I don't know. But there we are, that's how I'm finishing this. But I'm going to leave this video here because I do know it's going to be a stonker of an edit. I do have a couple of weeks, I'm filming this a week or two in advance. But I'm going to bid you farewell and say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I love you all lots, and so that I don't make this video any longer to watch for you and any longer to edit for myself, I'm going to bid you farewell and say thank you very much. I love you all lots, and so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye.